Hey friends, this is D Archivist. I'm going to walk you through a series of whatnot videos so you can be more familiar when you're a new seller on where things are and which buttons to press. Of course, it doesn't hurt for you to explore on your own. I'm going to just give you an overview for this particular video. If you click on search whatnot, search for a buyer or a seller or an item, you can do that. Over here, if you click this will take you into your messages. This bell will tell you all the notifications that you will have. You can click that, such as followers, such as being tagged in a stream. This gift icon, when you click on it, it will show you a couple of the codes you can use to share to bring buyers to Whatnot or bring other sellers, and you get a referral fee for that. So click in there and explore. Now, the overview here will be, this is your For You page. It's always going to have like your little icon there. It basically is the feed of a couple of things that make the algorithm. Of course, we don't have the perfect whatnot recipe. That still is a mystery. It could be engagement. It could be that your show is selling. It could be you're constantly running auctions. It could be you promoted yourself. You could be a premier seller. There's so many things that go into count. So that'll be the For You. Also, on top of all of those other things is when you signed up for your Whatnot account, you chose certain answers. So, for example, they might have said, what do you like to buy? Maybe you like to buy clothes online. Maybe you like to buy toys. Maybe you like to buy vintage decor. It will feed you. Mine is pretty much a lot of vintage decor. And then somewhere in the mixture of that, it will feed you random other categories and or sellers. Okay, now if you scroll down a little bit, there is going to be a little tab here with premier sellers. Okay, these are all premier shops. They earn X amount of dollars in a 30-day period or a 90-day period to qualify, along with not having any cancellations and other things. Those shows are being pushed right here. You can hit see all and see all of those. Scroll down a little bit more, you'll see more shows on the FYP, which is also known as For You page. Now there's a new section called Shows with Momentum. Now some of these shows have a few people in it, but they are getting traction. So there's a lot of excitement going on these shows. I invite you to explore these by clicking Show All. Okay. And then you can scroll down. There's still more on the FYP. I think there might even here's a popular shows section. You can do see all and see those. Now, if you keep scrolling down, you'll see a bunch of other shows in the FYP. Maybe not at the very top, but they're being pushed to you for a reason. And then if you scroll down, here's just more shortcuts to get you to like women's shoes, other women's, other estate sales, just other categories. Hydration. Yes, there's a hydration category. Keep scrolling down. I mean, the only way to find out, these are, again, FYP is always live shows. Okay, it's going to be current live shows. So we're gonna go right up to the top. Okay, we're gonna scroll all the way back up to the top. Or actually, if we're way down here, we don't want to scroll the top. Just tap twice on the home page. It'll take you right up to the top of the page. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now Whatnot's completely redesigned the app. So cosmetically, there's now little icons here that are just really sweet. Add a little color, and then when you scroll down, the icons go away and the titles are still in place. So I follow all of these categories. Yours probably has one or two, or just For You, and then maybe follow host. So it has probably two. I'll show you right now because we're going to go into a little bit more of the app. We're going to just do the basics in this one, and then you have to take a look for future at a later date. There's probably a bunch more in my video tab. Okay, so home, that's going to bring you to this page. Then we have the categories. So categories are fed to you on this page by recommended. So it could just be how the way the algorithm is, how they recommend it, based on your input. There's so many factors. Some of the answers we just don't know. Popular, this is self-explanatory. Currently, right now on the Whatnot app, 11,600 of them are in trading card games. So Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, you name it. That is the number one category right now at this hour. It does change. This list shifts all the time. Women's fashion, toys and hobbies, sports cards, electronics, sneakers, and streetwear, beauty, coins, and the list is on and on. If you're curious about what lists there are, just go hit the A to Z over here and it will sort for you from action figures. You can click it. I guess it won't sort. There's a lot of there's a lot more categories in here than there is in popular or recommended. Okay, so you can go through those now. Say you pick a category. Let's let's go to let's go by popular, and let's go into beauty. Beauty seems to be a pretty booming category. When you click it, all of these are subcategories. And in the subcategories, when you click them, because all beauty, then there's a makeup and skincare, fragrances and perfume, other beauty, nails, and hair products. So if we click on this, it's going to take us to the makeup and skincare category. Okay. And then, of course, at the top, you're going to have right here where it says live. Those sellers are live, and that's how many people are in their streams. If you scroll down some ways, I mean, I don't know how many people are actually live right now. Oh, a lot of people are live in this category. Okay. So at 3 o'clock, there's other shows down here. You can bookmark those shows by clicking right there on the bookmark. Okay. You can bookmark them. Jen's Multiverse is doing a ready with me in chat. There's so many people doing shows 24/7. Okay, we're gonna go back up to the top of category. Now, I told you you could follow some of these categories, right? So when you go into the subcategory, see how it says follow? I'm gonna click follow. Now that category is gonna show up on my toolbar right here, but it's gonna show up probably all the way at the end or when I refresh or quit the app and come back in. Let's see where it went. It might be in the newest side of it. We're looking for beauty, right? Garage sales, other. I mean, I follow a lot of categories, not just my favorites, but let's just see where it went. Okay, it's not there yet, so it might populate. It might populate. Okay, maybe it refreshed right there. Let's see. No, it didn't pop in there. So it may have to wait to quit the app and refresh, but that's okay. It's going to now be one of these tabs here. Like I have Lego, woodworking. Oh, there it is. Makeup and skincare. It's absolutely there. I can click on that category and it's going to take me right to the list, and it's going to show me all the live shows like we just saw a minute ago. You can search by buy it now. You can search by top sellers. It promotes it so differently within the app. It's based on algorithm. Now, if you're looking for new and noteworthy, here's one person right here that must be new to the category for beauty and skincare. Okay, we're going to go back to the category page, right? All you have to do is just go tap back on the bottom where it says categories. Now it takes you here where this category has been expanded to show these subcategories. You can pick another one of those, but if you're done with looking at this and you want to go somewhere else in the app, you can tap that again, it'll close it. So you click it or tap it to expand it, okay? And you can pick another category. So say I want to, I really need to get a present for somebody. They really love vintage decor. I'm going to click on vintage decor and antiques and vintage decor. And I'm going to notice that, oh, what's this ephemera? Most people call it something different, but that's okay. I'm going to click on this because I'm going to explore the app and I'm going to go, wow, people actually sell old photos or postcards. I had no idea. I'm going to explore in there, go check out a show, maybe buy something. If I don't want to go in this category, I'm going to hit that again. It's going to take me back to that tab with the subcategories. Okay. Right now I can go into vintage decor. There's 83 people in this category. And so I can start going through the app and looking for a seller, and I could check them out to see if, oh, look, they have like 4 people in their stream, or they have 30 people. I want to go, oh, look, Fenton Glass. They've got to have great stuff. I'm not going to click in each of these streams. I have them on mute, but if you tap that little speaker thing here and you happen to see it in your on your app, you can hear it before you enter the stream. Okay. Now that I'm in vintage decor, if you take a look up here where it says search, notice how these words are changing. This is letting you know what some of the top search terms are in Whatnot currently. Primitive decor, minis, these are all hot topics. So if you're a seller, these might be some keywords that you want to pay attention to and use them in your show titles and or your show notes. Okay, so we're going to hit the category button again, or we can hit the back arrow up here. We can tap it. Okay, same thing. We can click this and close that. Now, say I don't want to deal with this anymore. I want to move on. So I'm going to go to the seller hub if I'm a seller. I'm going to have a whole other video for you on this. We've got an activity video, and I'm going to go to my account which is basically anything related to selling or buying on the app, okay? So let's go back to the home page and let's talk about this section right here. So we did the categories, you understand that. We talked about Seller Hub. We talked about activity. Now we're going to go into the account tab. This is pretty much everything related to one, selling and buying. So let's click on it. When you come in here, you're going to have this menu. It's going to show referrals and credits. So if you got any money from Whatnot for people clicking on your links, it's going to be in here. So let's click on it. It's going to show me referrals. So if I want to share the code or copy it to post it to social media, there's my code right here. All I have to do is click copy. It's now copied to the clipboard on my phone. And then I could go in and I can share something to Instagram. And then I can post that link in there to invite buyers to Whatnot. Okay. No guarantees. You can get some people. But basically, the way it works is if you share this code to Instagram, and someone clicks on the link, they'll come back and they'll make their first purchase. They have to be a brand new account in order to qualify for the $15 off, but they'll get 15 bucks off their first order and up to $25 off on shipping. Sometimes Whatnot has promotions like that. Currently, right now, the only thing I see here is up to $15 off their first order. So if they place an order, they buy it, it gets shipped to them, you will get $5 as a seller for referring them. Now, if you refer another seller to the app, they have some really great promotions. Here's your link for that. You can just simply copy it, paste it in wherever you want to create a link so they can come back through this. That's how they track it. And if you refer a new seller, they have to have a show, sell their items. They have to be able to ship and have them deliver before you can get paid $100 referral fee. So Whatnot has so many promotions. So one thing to share with people potentially wanting to come over here and sell is make sure they understand that when they sign up, Whatnot has a special, yes, as a seller, you get $100, but the referral, they will earn a bonus up to $150 in matched earnings. So if they go live in their first week on Whatnot and they have a show and they sell $150 worth of goods, Whatnot will match up to that amount in the first week only. So that's the little push. Whatnot will push those new seller shows very well on this app because they want to get them that excitement, that exposure, and keep them coming back for more to sell. And they want those buyers to come in and buy those items. So we're going to go back out of there. We have rewards. So rewards, we're going to have a whole video on that. We're going to click on it. Currently, this is in the same section as the referral code. So there's coupons. These are sellers who I've earned a reward in, and I have a coupon waiting for me when they have their next shows, okay? That's where you're going to find this stuff at. When you make a purchase with somebody who participates in season 5 of the Rewards Club, boom, you just go into their show, and at the very top, you'll see the rewards. I'm setting up my Rewards Club. I'm a little bit behind, but we'll get to it. Affiliate program and account health. Let's talk about account health. This is going to be a breakdown in another video, but I'm just going through it. This is going to show you basically your on-time scan rate and the defect rate. Okay, you can play around and explore in there. Affiliate program, pretty self-explanatory. You have to apply, get approved by Whatnot, and then basically if you make YouTube content or you have links, there's all kinds of little criteria for it. You can get paid when they click on the link. I've made a little bit of money from this. I don't really have 100% feedback on it yet because it does require you to do some extra work. Let's see, we've got payments and shipping. Okay, payments and shipping is where you put in your personal credit card number and you pick your address, your default shipping to and from address. That is private information. I'm not going to be clicking in there. Same thing with the address here. That's all going to be relative to your personal information. Verified buyer just verifies that I have done all the things to become a verified buyer. Notifications. Now this is an interesting part. As a buyer, I have all these options to get notified for. I'm going to leave this up to you to explore. I will tell you, I turn mine all off because I follow 25,000 people on the app and my battery would probably just die from the notifications. So, but you can get all kinds of alerts from all of that stuff, okay? Whether you're a buyer or a seller, okay? And you can also get notifications for events, different things. Let's click on it. So currently, any promotions from Whatnot, I can get an in-app notification, push notification, email, or a text message. So I have them all turned on right now. I'm going to leave that like that because you never know if Whatnot has a meetup or they have a seller event. They're going to send you an invite if you're on that list and you have that turned on. Okay, change email, change password. That's self-explanatory. If you need to change it, just make sure you write it down. And if you're using multiple devices, make sure that if you change the password or your email, you'll have to re-log into those devices. Okay, preferences. Preferences is very interesting. We have the country of residence. It pretty much knows, but you can double check to make sure you're in the right country. Direct messages. This is so people can send you messages about business. Just set some healthy boundaries. Make sure that you know that you don't have to answer messages on weekends. You can set business hours. I currently have Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m., but I'm shortly going to change those. People, be mindful when people share the shows, other sellers or even buyers, sometimes folks on the app who sell or do chat shows, they get a lot of messages. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Yes, they have tabs to sort it out, but I wanted you to be aware that sharing your shows and oversharing your shows are two different things. So just try to remember that. The best place to share your shows is to your social media. Okay, enable private entry. So this means when you join the show, usually you'll see like DEEarchivist joined. If you have this on, it will not show that. Okay, it will be private. I currently have it private. I just feel like sometimes, I don't know, you know, sometimes people get really excited and I don't want to distract them. So I just turn that off. I can just chill and lurk and kind of just hang out and listen. It's kind of nice. But I'm always grateful when someone shouts me out when I have that turned on. Now, when I'm in a seller show and I earn a rewards, I leave it on. It lets them know that I'm part of the reward club. It does announce that you've gotten a reward if you've earned one. Okay, connect community boost with rewards club. So currently, if you boost somebody's show, that's not tipping the person. That's paying Whatnot to promote the show. So what they're asking is if you want to actually turn that on and give that person who promoted your show a reward based on what they did to promote. I have that off right now just because I don't have it budgeted in my rewards program to let them use that towards the rewards. Simply too, the other thing is this pushes all the funds go to Whatnot. They don't go to the seller at all. So a lot of people would rather have a tip, to be honest. I'm grateful for either one. I just don't have it sync with my rewards club because it's not part of my business plan. Now we have show tools. We have show real-time promote tools feedback. So if you happen to promote your show in Whatnot, you do pay an extra fee for that. But really cool little feature if you have this turned on, when someone is promoted and another person sees the thumbnail, it comes on their feed, right? Like on the FYP or whatever category. Usually puts you at the top of your own category. So if you're in estate sales and you promote your show, you're going to be at the top of that category for, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever you pay for. If someone sees it, they're going to be considered viewing it, but they are not actually clicking on it. When they do click on it, you get like a little notification that only you can see next to their name, like DEEarchivist joined through the promote link. Okay. And then it kind of will come in there. Sometimes people stay, sometimes they leave, sometimes they buy. You'll get that report. So if you turn that on when you promote, you definitely want that because you can see it. It'll build with your analytics. Okay, now we have clips of you. So currently I have clips of me turned on. And when I say turned on, I mean, if somebody makes a silly clip of me playing with one of my doll heads or something like that, it will go to my profile. If I turn it off, they won't be allowed to post to my profile, but they could put it on their profile. There's not too many out there that are embarrassing. At this point, I've rapped, I've sang, I've danced, let it go on the profile. It's just a fun way for people to connect with you and see what you're about. Past shows. So this really is not applicable. It used to be when I started the app, your past shows were viewable by anybody. But Whatnot changed that rule, and it was made to be that I could hide it. My only intent for hiding it was I wanted to build my YouTube following. So past shows were only available for replay on YouTube, which they still are. So you can have that on or off at this point. It's not even being used because no past shows are available unless you've made a purchase with somebody. That's the only way you can watch past shows. Activity status. Okay, activity status is, well, if you turn this on, that means anybody with activity status who has it on can see where you're at in the app. So if you're in DEEarchivist's stream and I see you in the stream, because you can search the activity status, um, guess what? I can join the stream and hang out with you. So a lot of people have that off. A lot of people have it on. It's totally up to you. Okay, this for me is like the no spot. So let's talk about this. Sync contacts. Pretty self-explanatory. Do you want your friends to be, your information given to Whatnot? Your friends probably would want consent. They'd want to consent to that. So me personally, I know how people feel about ads or signing you up for one of these email lists. I'm not going to do that. So I have that off. This applies only to the sync contacts. This is just suggest your account to your own friends. I feel like business and pleasure don't get mixed, so I just turn it off. If I want to share to my family and friends and invite them, I'm going to use my referral code. Why not? But again, there's rules that apply with that. So if they live in your same household, you're probably not going to get the credit. Okay. They have to live in a completely different house. And then this last couple of things here, we have auction start haptic feedback. So I'm not a fan of this, but basically if this is turned on and you run an auction, your phone's going to vibrate for like a quick second to let you know that, your phone's vibrating, you're starting an auction. I turn that off because every little extra bell and whistle that I have turned on my phone is going to drain my battery. Also, I'm live. I am plugging in my phone to charge while I go live. And then we have appearance. So this is pretty self-explanatory. We can click into device settings. We could do light mode, which is all white. We could do dark mode all the time, which is the black. I think for me, because I stream at night, the black just works perfect. The white is quite bright in the middle of the night. And then the last thing here under these preferences is delete account. Not happy with your account, you can absolutely go and delete it, but be sure that that's really what you want to do. So we're going to scroll back. We're going to hit this back arrow out of preferences, and we're going to scroll down a little bit more. We've got a couple things before we finish this video. This is more of like whatnot whole section here. Report a bug. You can report any kind of glitch by shaking your phone, and you can also write a description in it. It will screenshot the menu beforehand, and then you really just write out what your complaint is or your concern. Not reporting anybody, but simply just reporting a bug or an issue or a glitch. If it's your internet connection, check with that before you do it. Like my picture's black, it's probably because your internet's not connected. Okay, I'm going to X out of here, and I have a little thing, report a bug, contact us. Pretty self-explanatory. User reports. So if you happen to go to seller stream and you see somebody in danger or they're hurt and you want to report it to Whatnot, I'm going to show you at the last bit of this how to report, okay? And then we're going to finish this part and then we're going to go talk about report. This would be any user report where, if you see something, say something. If somebody's in danger physically, mentally, report it as a live emergency and let Whatnot handle it. You never want to play around with that. But, if you see someone just being a jerk, you have 2 fingers, you can scroll right out of there. There is a streamer for everybody, and if it's not your vibe, it's probably not your tribe. Okay, so here we want to go down here, and so that will show you all the user reports. Then we've got sales tax exemptions. So you know about that. I don't have to explain that. Okay, 3 important things. A lot of people come to my chat shows and they ask me, where's the terms of service? So we're in the app. Terms and conditions are here. Privacy policy. So all of these links open up to external sections that are Whatnot. I'm going to trust that you can go and research that. I will be doing a video where I read the privacy policy, the terms and conditions, and show you the frequently asked questions. Click here and go to this section and type in prohibited. That's going to show you everything you can't sell, and it's going to show you all the things that are, they're kind of like a little bit of a gray area. They do have policies in place, such as beauty and cosmetics. So you want to make sure you click on that. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick how to report if there's an issue. So if you're in someone's show, let's go on my show tonight. Okay, if you're in somebody's show, up here to the top left is their like little icon. It might not open for me right now. Let's see if I can go in Michelle's Deals show. She won't mind. I'm not going to report her, but oh, she's already gone. She off? Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go on her show, and then I'm gonna
The
actually
doll estate for a few times ago.
I'm gonna mute her. But just for example, don't do this unless someone's in trouble. You click up here, and then see on the bottom where it says report. You click on report. If it's a live emergency, and it has to be where they're in danger, active emergency involving death or serious bodily harm appears to be occurring, you click on that and report it. They have a very fast time response. But if someone's doing inappropriate harassment, bullying, selling wrong items, prohibited, there's kids involved, fee avoidance where somebody says, hey, tip me and I'll put this in your box, account integrity. There's so many things here. So, you want to pick the right one because it's going to get expedited based on, your answer. Now, if someone's selling something that's against the terms, don't report as a live emergency. This is something probably Whatnot takes very serious, and they only want serious things to be reported. We're not reporting Michelle. We're just using her as an example, but you should definitely follow Michelle's deals. I know she will not mind that I shared this. This is just so we keep our community safe and we report things that we see if we don't think they're correct. So I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to X out of the menu, but it's always on the person's page here. If you want to mention in chat, you want to send them a message, you want to view their profile, you want to block them or ban them from your live, you can do that all from this same menu. Okay? This is what we're doing. We're going to quit out of her stream. We're going to go to my profile, and I'm going to just show you this is the last thing. We've done all the steps. Okay, this is my profile. This is what you guys are going to see. If you're a seller, you're going to have to set up all these things. These are all earned. Okay, my ship time is earned because I ship fast. My sold is items I've sold. I've earned the sales. And my reviews, I've been very grateful. I've earned those. People have left some beautiful reviews. And then I have a 5.0 rating. At the top, it says DEEarchivist. The Insomniac Club established 2022, which was nobody was doing Insomniac Club. Now a few people use it as their word, but this is the original. I have 22,000 and counting followers. There's a little bit more information about me. You can edit this information by clicking on edit profile and fill it all out. And down below, you'll see my shop only has 31 items. I will be adding them in because they are all in my shows. If I click on shows, you'll see probably over 500 shows scheduled for me. You can bookmark them, okay? If you don't pick a thumbnail, it's going to take your little circle image and put it on every single one. So you can go through one at a time, or you can customize it. We got reviews. This is the last section here. These are all really nice things that buyers have said to me. Even giveaway winners are in here as well. And then we have clips. I told you there was going to be some clips on my page. Now, these are clips of me that other people have clipped on there. Probably some of my weird things needs a remix. So you can go through that and check it out. And then the very last thing I'm going to say is thank you for watching this very long video. I hope it helped you get through the Whatnot app. And stay tuned, Insomniacs, because we have more to explore.